Hello, I am Fizzy.
And I am Ycoms.
And welcome back to another race in the AOR PC Split 1 with our FisChris highlights from round 5 here at Monaco.
Oh yeah, Monaco is an interesting circuit to say the least, and well, definitely a circuit where everything can happen, and qualifying is going to be very, very crucial, so I think we'll don't waste too much time and just jump straight into it.
Let's do that. So here we are then for the qualifying comparison. Ycoms on the left, me on the right as per usual. Trying to get a decent run out of the final corner to start this, our best qualifying laps of the session. You already set a lap actually that you completed there, but you're going to go straight onto another lap. Obviously tyre wear around Monaco, not very much, so we can do 2 runs on each set in qualifying. So nice through the casino section, trying to carry as much speed as possible through there, getting close to the walls. And through the first sector split, you setting a purple one. I'm not quite there, but still pretty close between us, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Now coming in your kryptonite section where you were particularly struggling, especially through these 2 corners where you lost a lot of time to me normally in practice. Coming out of Portier, very tricky traction zone as well. Yeah, I'm clearly headed now. Coming into the tunnel section, trying to spot the braking point on the 100-meter board here on the right-hand side for the Nuva. She came important not to cut it too badly. Well, we managed to hit the lines there pretty nicely. Now coming into Tobacco corner, which is a pretty scary corner.
Oh my god. It's a car on the track there for you. At least you managed to avoid that nicely. And yeah, purple still for you in the second sector, and your Porsche, the corner before the tunnel. I'm really struggling there. That's where you gain a lot of time on me. And now through to back, trying to keep it tight as well, and trying to get a good run again out of the final corner. Bit of wheel spin, at least for you. And then DRS open. Towards the line we go. What will the times be? You've set a 1:12 flat, which is pretty decent. I'm 0.5 of a second off, unfortunately. And that was the fastest time of the session at that point, but unfortunately your qualifying session ended a bit prematurely. Let's see what happens.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Well,
oh there.
That was not your screen being freezed or something, that was actually my screen freezing, which happened quite a lot in practice anyway, but still, though, for me, it was P3 on the grid. Still not, personally, I thought I had the pace for pole position, but anyway, P3 is not too bad considering the circumstances, and you're down in P10, which is maybe a little bit unfortunate because, I mean, 1 place further down and you would have had free tyre choice for the race, which would have given you more options, really.
Yeah, P10 is definitely an annoying position to start in, potentially even the most annoying one, apart from right at the back of the field. Yeah, I was kind of struggling a bit with Monaco, to be honest, compared to some of the previous games where I've obviously done quite well here. On this game, both last season and this season, I've not really got my head around it properly. So P10, I could have done a bit of a better lap, but I was nowhere near, you know, the pace of you and the guys right at the top, so... yeah, we'll just have to play it from here. Obviously, I think both of us feel like we could have done better in qualifying.
Yep.
Let's see if we can make up some places in the race.
Yeah. Surprisingly, actually, Ram in pole position. He said before actually that he likes this track quite nicely. So it's like a surprise driver-wise to see him on pole position there, but not really surprising since we knew beforehand he would be pretty strong around. But Afro in second as well. So, and Nick B, I think, in fourth. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I see Kalon is behind you on super softs, which is not really surprising that people behind you going for an alternative strategy, because that's the only way they can, you know, make up position, because overtaking will be nearly impossible around this track.
Yeah, definitely. That's always the case around Monaco. So yeah, I'm the last car on the grid then, starting on the qualifying tyres, but the lights are coming out, so let's see what will happen. Let's see who will react best to the lights going out. Here we go. You are launching away through the smoke of Ram's car, and me as well, with a big gap ahead of me. Berger's not into the right, and I'm braking later because of the gap opened, and I'm going around the outside there of Failer through the first corner, and it looks like as well that you have maintained 3rd place just ahead of Nick B. So there was a little bit of a squeeze between you two through the first corner there. Pretty tight.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually not aware that he was on my outside there, but it was my corner, so I was entitled to run it wide on the exit there. And didn't lose him any position there either. So yeah, pretty tidy start actually through the entire theatre. No crashes so far, yeah, which is always an issue on the first day here in Monaco. So at this point, really, it is all about finding a rhythm and then just capitalize on people's mistakes and be there to make up some potential positions, because like legitimately overtaking is going to be very, very difficult. Oh, someone actually cut the chicane there. I think that was I don't even know who that was.
Slick, I think I was actually. Yeah, Slick making his second race in the league. Up in a decent point position at the moment, so fair play to him. I did actually see that Nally retired from the session early, and he was a host. Let's hope we don't have any migrating host issues like we had last time at Spain. But so far, so good. It seems like the positions are still showing correctly. So fast up, obviously, on the first one for Ramos maintains the lead, and you're still holding on to third. Not really any position change, I think, in the top 8. And then obviously me getting out of failure. And then I'm not really sure what's happened further back in the field, but now we have skipped on to lap number 4 into the new Welsh chicane. You're closing quite a bit and the braking, but yeah, it's, like how do you even make passes here? I mean,
yeah, it's really relying on people's mistakes, especially if the pace is so close as it is really in this league, and yeah. At this point, really, it is just about sticking with the top 2, which I think I'm doing pretty nicely in the opening stint so far. You're losing a little bit of touch to Berg. Not too bad, though. But, yeah. It's looking not too bad for both of us here so far. I'm also setting a faster time a little bit quicker than Ram, so definitely pace is there.
Yeah, and I think that's no surprise considering where you were in practice as well. And that's why I was kind of... I think we were both quite mad at the screen freeze you had in qualifying, because obviously we don't know whether you would have improved on your 12 flat, but you've definitely done quicker laps than what the pole time was in qualifying. In practice before the race, so yeah. But let's not dwell too much about that. We can only do what we can in this position we're in, as I've closed a little bit up to Berg again. So now skip on to the 6th lap of the race. Still no overtaking really being possible. There's a bit of a train starting to form now behind Slick in P6 in that Mercedes. With Papasokratis trying to find a way through on him, and Berg as well pushing him very hard, nearly looking to the inside of the first corner ahead of me as I'm just sitting here kind of watching everything unfold. As actually Papasokratis have somehow managed to get side by side with Slick going up the hill and has gained that position up to 6th place. Damn. Slick must have gotten a really bad run out of the first corner, and yeah. Both those two guys are new guys in the league, obviously, and the Renault taking that opportunity.
Not bad at all. Also, looking at the minimap, you can see that a little bit on the on the top of your screen actually, that the gap to Nick B and P4 open up quite a bit. I'm not sure if at this point Nick might have some damage already, something like that. So that's which is maybe why he is dropping off so severely after being really only margins behind me in qualifying. So we the top 3 are definitely pulling away, and apart from that, really for you is everything to play still, as you're pretty close behind these guys and sticking with them quite nicely without doing any mistakes so far, which is, I mean, still not bad. I mean, yeah.
Oh! You said what?
Oh no, I commentator cast you. Oh, it was straight into the wall again.
For God's sake, Chris, now I can blame you for that.
I wasn't actually aware anymore which lap that happened. Oh no.
So yeah, I have completely flapped it into the wall.
Don't go on wet tires, lol.
Yeah, struggling a bit to find the right tire there on the menu. So obviously I've been forced now, because of that mistake, just turning in slightly too early through the chicane there, and Codemasters like to, when you do that, to just flip the car around with a side pod contact somehow. So I've been forced into early stop, going to go onto the soft tires. Obviously the planned strategy was ultra soft, super soft, pitting me around lap 15, but now soft to the end of the race at least, because I have to stretch that stint much longer now, from lap 7 till the end of the race, and obviously a very long pit stop as well because of the front wing change. And now I'm even behind 2 AI cars. And it's gonna be wrong, but look at me now going for a fantastic overtake on Marco.
Well, yeah. To add to that, annoyance, we also knew from practice that we both didn't particularly like these soft tires. To be honest, when we were doing a little bit of laps on them, we was like, nah, this is not gonna work. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a hell of a task now, and just. I don't know. I mean, the front wing change definitely costs you even more, so you definitely have to be very, very quick to catch up to these guys again. As we're now skipping to lap 10, it seems like that Ram has pulled a little bit of a gap, and that is not so surprising since Afro kept doing a little bit more mistakes in these last couple of laps. But yeah, I can't really set him up for an overtake, really. And at this point, I was definitely held up behind Afro here. I was definitely feeling I could have gone a little bit faster than him, but it is just not possible for the moment. So what my aim was definitely to, I don't know, get him in the pit stops or something, but also since the gap to Nick B was opening so much, or not you know, enough to come out ahead of him, that was also like a pain in the ass, as Afro actually goes into the pits at the end of lap 14, while Ram and me are staying out. So this is actually a crucial lap here.
Very crucial indeed, yeah. So Afro going for the undercut strategy, which is interesting. Obviously, maybe suffering a bit more with time wear, considering he was dropping off the ramp quite a bit. So at least now you got clean air. So if you felt that you were faster, now you can really push. And I think 15 was a lap you planned to pit on anyway. Yeah. So this is then your final lap before pitting. So you just got to make as much use. Just push these ultra soft tires to the limit, really, because there's no point really saving them anymore at this point. Nope. So
I gained 5/10 in the first sector on Ram, actually.
Oh,
not bad already. So I'm definitely trying to do my best, but obviously these fresh super softs are definitely, you know, a little bit faster, and it always will depend as well how fast the pit stop will be in the end as we're going into the Nova. So get a little bit late, a little bit deep there, but still managing to get a decent exit out of them. Let's see the split time to Ram once again through this second sector split. 2.1 seconds, I gained another 7/10 in that middle sector, so I'm definitely trying to my best here to make something work, but obviously now probably going into the pits. Yeah, Ram going into the pits as well. There's no point for him staying out, and actually, yeah, Ram definitely lost quite a bit of time. If Afro has a pretty good angle, we might actually jump him, but we will see how that unfolds now.
Yeah, well, you definitely gained a lot of time around throughout that. That was a great in-lap from you, but obviously he already had quite a bit of a gap, so you weren't able to get fully close to him. Let's see where Afro will be. There he is, actually way ahead of you, so the undercuts really worked, despite that great lap you had, and I can't really see who's going to be ahead of them. They're going to be side by side, going up the hill there, and it does look like Afro just about has actually made the undercut work to take the lead.
Brilliantly executed by him. Fair play to him, really. He came at the exact right lap and didn't get held up actually by Nick as well. But I think Nick pitted on the same lap as him, but I was a little bit lucky for Afro there, but still. Brilliant outlap. Must have been a stonker of an outlap, and jumped Ram for the net lead of this race. A very, very crucial part in this race. And yeah, I'm still in net P3 as we have a couple of cars coming out of the pits there.
Yeah. This is the annoying thing, because if I didn't have the front wing change or something on the pit stop, I would have been ahead of all of those, but because of that slow pit stop, then I'm behind a big train. Oh there! Oh there! That was the screen freeze again for you. Not quite as big as in qualifying, but that's damage. Ooh, front right end plate, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, definitely. At least it's only yellow, but that's definitely gonna lose me. I don't know, 4-5 a lap or something. So yeah, now it's even more difficult. Not even will be even more difficult to catch up to these guys again and pressure them really. But actually, Fab doing a nice thing there, letting you through, which is pretty good.
I don't know why, but sure, I'll take it. I mean, I need all the help I can get to get points from here, to be honest. So sure, why not?
Yeah, definitely. So now we can see, actually pretty close to Nuka here in the background on lap 22. We actually switching to Johan, but you're now up into P14. You can see points there up ahead going through Casino coming now, so that they're not too far ahead, but obviously,
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, and it's got his sideboard stuck on the wall as well, nearly like I did earlier in the race, but he didn't quite spin around fully. So Anuka is on much, or at least kind of fresher soft tires. Obviously the tire wear, these aren't very much anyway, so even though mine is 90% on the rares, they're still in decent condition, but obviously I was, I don't know, surprised maybe a little bit that I was so much quicker than Anuka, because I was really getting held up again, but obviously hard to overtake here. I was always quicker through the first sector, and he always went defensive into this corner here, so I couldn't really go for a dive.
I'm not sure if he really thought that he would go for a dive bomb into things, but last, coming after pits, this is Kanon on the inside. This is actually very, very crucial for you to get ahead, and you got the better exit, and you are ahead. But obviously, Kanon now in fresh ultra softs, but still, it is now. You now have track position over these guys, so over Kanon at least. So at least you gain one position there, and but still 3 positions behind. And again, defensive into that corner. I'm not really sure why he does that.
He must be very scared of my dive there, although I was not really contemplating. Obviously, at the time we got very close at the exit of Casino, I probably would have gone for the dive, but he kind of closed the gap on me. Probably not really intentionally, just because he had to avoid a bump like you usually do. But now on lap 25 again, Nuka is right there. Can I go around the outside of the Casino? No. So again, I'm going to have to try here, but again, he's going to obviously just go all right on the track. So I'm going to try to brake later on the outside, but it's not really going to be possible to find the inside of the hairpin. Ooh. And still, through all of this, Kalon is right behind the ultra tough tires, which will be so much faster at this point. Obviously, Kalon will be quite frustrated.
He must be screaming by.
Yeah.
I can definitely go like 2 seconds and we'll lap faster. Something like that. Meanwhile, actually, Ram has actually caught Afro again. Obviously, Afro has, well, minimally all the time, so not really significantly, but he struggled a little bit towards the end of the stints as well. So this might be a chance for Ram and me to catch up again, and me especially since I still have my damage, which I obviously can't get rid of anymore. As Nuka going defensive again. Is this up the inside into the final corner? Can you make it this one stick? Oh, it's so close. You're giving each other much room, and also Kalon now around the outside. That is actually not worked out for you at all. Can you stick it up the inside of Kalon here once again into turn 1? You can. He's leaving you the room, but that was definitely not what you were wanting.
Leaving the wheel in frustration, because I was pissed off after that. Obviously, I thought I had a good chance at Nuka when he ran wide at Raskas, but he wouldn't have it. I had to leave him room going on the final corner. So now Kalon is going to go right on the attack of him. They're nearly basically side by side through the hairpin. I can go absolutely nowhere through all of that. So
here comes the next ultra soft runner behind.
Yeah, oh yeah, Failer has been in the pits as well for Fresh Ultra Soft, so he's going to be behind, and in a similar situation to Kalon, just getting stuck, and he's set at 113.8, yeah, so that's actually
5 seconds quicker.
So he's going super quick behind, but he's now also going to get stuck in this Nuka train, as it is for P11, so this isn't even for any points at the moment. It's just even more frustrating for all of us that are stuck here, as Failer thought about maybe a little bit having a dive. I didn't take the Nuka line into there, so he would have had a chance, but I think if I was far enough ahead to cover him off, even if he had tried it. But back to you. Nothing is to really change too much. Still a bit of over a second from you to Ram, and he's still pressuring Afrobeat. I have to say, you're doing a good job considering your damage to keep up there.
Yeah, no, I was actually surprised. I thought after damage gain, it's game over, really. But let's concentrate on this battle here. You're going a little bit defensive down, Fela, but you stick to the apex there nicely. No chance there for Ram. And again, look at him defensive into that corner. Well, maybe Kalon's a little bit more desperate to go by because he has the fresher tires, way better and fresher tires. So he might be a little bit more desperate than you were to get past Nuka. They maybe have more chances, and it seems like I've actually now in the stretch of Ram as Afro pulled a little bit of a gap again, so it's really back and forth between those two, and I was pretty consistent and just, I don't know, just try to stick with them somehow and maybe have a little bit better tire wear towards the end, which was normally the case, but which was the case at the end of the first stint as well. So yeah, it's still 10.5 laps to go, so still a pretty long time, especially around Monaco.
Yeah, mistakes can happen very quickly, as we've already seen me demonstrate very well. So yeah, still no changes here either. Failure is stuck behind me as Kalon actually going for a dive on Nuka, and they make contact. Nuka's gone brown, and I have no idea where I'm gonna go actually, and I've got an illegal overtake on Kalon, looking back to see where he was, and I wasn't gonna give that back because then I'd had to let Failure through as well. So there they are, Nuka and Kalon still stuck in the wall, and actually I thought that I ended up with a 5-second penalty there for the illegal overtake, but since Kalon retired from the session, it disappeared and didn't get penalized. So yeah, thanks Kalon for that. I mean, I probably would have gotten it removed quite easily in the series panel anyway, but that'll do, so that's fine.
These AI cars were flipping me off as well. They were so annoying all the time, especially when they went through when you had to go through them through corners. Especially I'm just that sort of guy who gets put off by that very, very easily.
There's another one coming as well.
Oh my god. Oh, it's actually Failing, breaking you through. Oh, you're actually ahead now. We are pretty close to lapping you. Oh my god.
Oh, piss off. That's not really what I would have wanted. Yeah, obviously the mistake on lap 7 basically ruined my race, and then getting stuck behind Nuka for half the race pretty much. So my pace was even in clean air, my pace was nowhere near the top 3 really. But you know, if it wasn't my mistake, I at least would have gotten lap. I'm quite sure. So here we go, coming around the final corner. Got the leaders right behind, so I'm just going to move out of the way, let you all through at the same time, because there's no really point in me. And actually, yeah, you can see your car there. You don't have a right front tire, which I remember that some people pointed out, which was interesting.
Yeah, it took that over, I think, from qualifying. I think that was my first warning for track limits for the entire race. A little bit of a stupid one, to be honest, because, you know, there's no point getting a warning like that. But anyway, it's 7.5 laps to go, and it seems like really that now the gaps are closing at the front, that Afro has similar problems than in the first, and but again you're going half defensive really, middle line into the Nouvelle Chicane is really failure. Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard to failure to pass you really, as long as you keep it together on the track and don't make any silly mistakes. But yeah, for you as well, P11 Taro is out of reach. That was actually the first moment I had all race by myself, which was pretty close.
Yeah, and I've actually gotten a poor run out of turn 1 here on lap 35 for whatever reason. Failures all over me again, and I know very much that I am really annoying Failure here. He's on much better tires. He would be a lot faster if he had clean air, but really, even though I'm only in P11, all I can do at this point is just to try and defend that position, because, as you said, the gap to Fugitaro ahead is too big, so all I can really hope for is someone to crash out ahead, so that battle will actually be for a point. But yeah, there's nothing really more I can do than just try to keep him behind.
2 laps to go. Oh, that's the second warning. I need to be wary of that, because I was actually praying for these guys ahead of me to have penalties to maybe sneak in on 1, 2, or maybe 2 positions even. But yeah, Afro has done a good job so far to keep the Ram behind. He hasn't really had a chance to overtake him, and there's actually some back markers coming up, so maybe there's a slight chance still to something to happen in this race than just single file all the way to the end.
Yeah, if you guys could take Fugitaro out for me, that'd be very helpful actually.
Actually, I wasn't aware that you were in P11 at this point. I wasn't even aware that we were close to lapping you until you actually parked it on the penultimate corner, and I was like, oh shit, this guy has a very bad race, even worse than I thought he would be.
Yeah, so Fugitaro just went straight on there. Chicane did not get in anyone's way, and you getting very close to Ram, making this contact with him through there. He was all over the place out of the Nouvelle Chicane, but unfortunately you were just not quite close enough to take advantage of that one. But yeah, it definitely seems to be that despite your little damage, that you have a bit of an edge, but obviously track position is everything around here, so you kind of need something to happen, one of them to have some kind of overstay moment or contact with the wall somewhere. That's just 1 lap to go.
Only 1 lap to go. 15.8. That's pretty slow, to be honest. even with like worn-ish tires on these super softs. But yeah, Ram also pulling away a little bit in the slipstream again from Afro, as Afro actually makes a slight mistake into the casino. But Ram not really close enough to make anything. I say that he's going for a dive into Mirabeau, and that has not worked out for Ram whatsoever. Unfortunately, he's stuck there in the wall, and he will lose only 1 position to me, because Nick is like a minute behind us. But
yeah,
that's unfortunate for Ram. That was definitely a desperate move for him, and it didn't pay out.
Yeah, it seemed quite optimistic, to be honest, there. So damage on the other side for you now, but at least it doesn't really matter, because at least you gain the position and you just need to bring it home. Afro seems to have this win in the bag now as a result of that. He was quite lucky as well that he didn't get spun around from contact with Ram. He managed to hold it just about.
If I would kept
that would, honestly, I would have felt bad for them, but it would have been quite funny. So here you go, Chris. Take your P2. It's not too bad. I mean, I feel like you could have won here if the qualifying hadn't gone as it did, but still, P2. Good job, man.
Yeah, definitely. Kept it out of the walls, which is always the main thing at Monaco, which few unfortunately didn't quite manage to do. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, Fugitaro got a penalty for an incident, I guess. So you are technically up into P10, is that right?
That is right, actually. I didn't know it, obviously, at this time, but this huge inquiry between Fugitaro and Nuka, I think, from an incident earlier in the race, meant that he got a 5-second penalty, which pushed both me and Failure ahead of him, so I actually did get a point in the end, despite all of my struggles there.
Yeah, that was...
So that just shows it was worth it, in the end, to defend that hard from Failure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 1 point can make a championship position towards the end of the season, really. But yeah, annoying, very, very annoying race for you, especially stuck behind Nuka. And yeah, I mean, championship-wise, you actually lost the position. Yes,
No.
It's 1 point to Nally. In 7th,
yeah. But bear in mind, this championship is not updated with Fugataris Pensy, so I actually have 16 points as well. So it's 4 drivers on 16 and then Kalen on 15 as well. So it's really close in the battle for 7th.
Wow, definitely. Well, Nick has done a good job as well, actually, to maintain the lead, even though he had a little bit of a torrid race. Still managed P4 somehow with a minute behind us. Don't know why he did that, how he did that. Berg was 5th as well. So
even top 3 were in the class we are on, really. He has to be said.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, earlier I think Nick had damage like since lap 3 or something. That definitely didn't help in the equation as well. But yeah, definitely a very consistent race from us top 3. Then the top McLaren jumps Mercedes actually with Afro's win, which is not really surprised, and we are actually pretty close to Mercedes now.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting closer there.
Only 3 points up to Mercedes, yeah. So we've been in 4th, I think, since round 3, but at least, yeah, we're closing a little bit. At least on Mercedes there, so that's good news. Anything else to say from Monaco? I mean, from my race, I'm really annoyed with the mistake I made on lap 7, but at least I had some action throughout the rest of the race. Don't know. What do you?
Well, action. Train action.
Train action, yeah.
And an incident ahead which you capitalized on. But yeah, I guess that has been Monaco. Next track, Montreal.
Oh god.
Cornercuts, get your, I don't know, get out of the way or something like that. I don't even know what I wanted to say there, but anyway, this is going to be an interesting race as well for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Montreal, to be honest. Not really usually done well there, so jump into it and may whatever happen.
Yep. We will see you there next week. Bye bye.
Alright, bye bye guys.